Hello and welcome to All About Billings. We are a show dedicated to discovering the people who make Billings a great place to work and live. We will interview local business people, entrepreneurs, artists, entertainers, and we will learn from them all about their successes, their challenges, and their connection to Billings. I'm your host, Nancy Brooke, broker and owner at Billings Best Real Estate, and it is my pleasure to have as my guest today the co-founders of Billings Launch Pad. So let's welcome to the show, John and Philip.
Hey,
thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome. Yeah. So Billings Launch Pad. Let's start by even talking about what Billings Launch Pad is.
Okay.
Yeah. So Billings Launch Pad is it's a video production and marketing firm. So it started because both Philip and I had our own businesses. We were kind of doing our own thing. I was helping businesses with video production, doing commercials, social media content creation, and Philip has had a digital marketing agency for what, 15 years or so?
Yeah, more than 15 years.
More than 15 years.
Going to 19 years right here in Billings.
Yeah, and then we got connected, and we both kind of were looking to add to our businesses. I was looking, I wanted to do more with helping businesses run ads with things. Philip was wanting to do more with creating compelling content for businesses, so it worked out for us to be able to partner together and make that happen. Yeah.
And so, Philip, maybe you could talk a little bit about your 19 years background doing digital marketing. That's pretty amazing. 19 years, I mean, gosh, it's hard to think that digital marketing has been around that long.
Yeah. So with me, when I moved here first, I was actually a manager at Office Depot, and through my relationship with clients while I was working, a lot of people started asking for me to help them build websites, do graphic design, and it just morphed into a freelance deal. And then through that, one client just came to me and gave me a big, huge project that it was like a no-brainer to go full-time. It was a scary moment.
Yeah.
And I've never looked back since, and I've been able to help probably over close to 50 to 100 local businesses and about 20 other businesses nationwide since I started.
That's great.
So.
And what about you? I mean, what did you start with your business?
Yeah, I mean, I started out as an adult. I started out my career in insurance after I was done going to school, and I did that for a while. But I've always been creative. I love music and art and different things. And my wife has always been a photographer. She still is a wedding photographer, and we were actually pregnant with our third, and she needed my help. She just, you need to come with me on wedding days. I need help carrying stuff around. I need you to be able to get things. So I started learning how to use a camera so I could help her. And then that turned into us doing pretty much all of our weddings together. And then I started learning not just photography, but videography. And then slowly I would start doing wedding videos, and that kind of turned into doing some videos for small businesses. And then kind of similar to Philip, I got a couple of clients that I was able to work with them long term, doing ongoing content for them, and it made sense. Okay, let's just go all in and make that happen and start working with small businesses.
Well, and your focus is pretty specific. You're trying to get the word out through social media with Billings Launch Pad.
Yeah.
Using video, I suppose you use photos, all sorts of things. So how did this idea come to pass? I mean, you guys connected, but how did you come up with this?
I mean, it was just kind of a natural extension of both of our businesses.
Yeah.
And really, the thing that we do different than most, I think, is that everything works together. So it's not just making some videos for social media. It's not just having a good website. It's in the digital realm doing all of that working together. So I mean, we even do like Google ads and things, kind of whatever the client needs depending on their industry and their target client. Yeah, so it all works together so that we can, you know, give the client the most bang for their buck,
Right.
essentially.
Yeah, mostly I think the value we bring to the table is creative direction.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, you know, you can engage a videographer, you can engage a marketer, but those are actually two separate skill sets. But in order to really perform, you need those two skill sets on the table to really actually produce results, right? So instead of me providing a service and then handing over a client a different person that I can have really a good creative dialogue with them, it made 100% sense to have that partnership where we can actually bring the most value to our customers when we engage and we do stuff for them.
Well, and I would imagine people who are hiring you, I mean, it's like some things, some marketing things, it's really hard to know that you're going to get a return.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
for example,
Yeah.
on a logo design. Okay, it might look nice. People might recognize it. You really have a hard time saying this brought me this much business.
Correct.
But
Right.
with the things you guys are doing with Billings Launch Pad, I would imagine people start seeing a return on their investment after investing in
Yeah.
video,
Absolutely.
ads, social media.
Yeah, and everything is tracked.
Right.
So and clients can go into their CRM. They can see exactly how much has been spent on ads. They can see exactly how many people filled out a form, how many people called, and it's their job to turn those leads into customers. But we can show them, hey, you got this many people finding your business this month. You know, that probably otherwise wouldn't have.
Yeah, and with me, it's so, how should I put it? Anyone I engage with, if I don't give you a return, I don't see the value in me providing the service.
Right.
So it's always been in my best interest to really go the extra mile to see results. And most of the business we engage in, I tell them that, you know, you need to know what's called your cost per lead, your customer acquisition costs, to be able to determine the investment that you put in, you know, in marketing, right? So we kind of give all those results, we track it, and kind of help the customers actually know.
Right.
And then we're able to say, hey, when you started from this day, you've grown 10 clients, or we've generated over 20,000 since we started, right? And it kind of makes sense to really keep us as a strategic business partner going forward.
Well, and I suppose it depends on the type of business. Like if you have
Yeah.
like a restaurant, right? One meal, I don't know, two people, $150, okay? Versus like if you're in real estate and you make one sale, you can make $10,000.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
it's just,
Yeah,
it depends. I might get
Yeah.
less leads, but if I get one that
Yes.
closes, that's
Yeah.
a different scenario. And so
Then, yeah.
I would imagine you have to set realistic expectations too.
100%.
Yeah, it definitely depends on industry. Like a restaurant, they're going to need kind of more brand awareness. Just when people are thinking about where to go eat, they think of your restaurant. Whereas something like real estate, what you need is lead gen. You want people either calling or filling out a form to get more information from you.
Right.
And you need those tangible hard leads. So yeah, it does depend on industry, kind of what the strategy is.
And what we usually do, based on your answer, we do something called, you know, your ideal customer avatar. And what that does is we identify who your customer is, how much amount of money they're going to pay, what is the lifetime value of that customer, to be able to really hone down on, okay, it's worth it for me to pay $20 to acquire the customer, or it's worth it for me to pay $2,000
Sure.
to acquire the customer, right? And that way you can really know what to expect in terms of what the marketing is doing, what the social media engagement is doing, how many people are engaging, and all that kind of aspect of it.
Well, and I would imagine too, you get leads in and then you refine from there. So,
Correct.
you know, maybe this creative didn't work as well as something else, and so you're constantly refining the approach.
Yeah, and that's part of tracking it for us too, is so that we can know if something is working, or sometimes it's not working as well as we hope, and we need to kind of change strategy a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe you could share, and you don't have to give names, but some of your success stories.
Yeah.
And you can give names if they don't mind. I mean, that's fine. I saw some on your website. I saw your 5-star testimonial, so at least one recognized.
I mean, we're still a fairly new business, but kind of a cool success story. We started working with a pediatric clinic in town, and I think she said that they basically doubled their client load since engaging with us.
Within a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, pretty much doubled.
Wow.
You know, and
that's amazing because
yes. Yes.
I mean, that's, you know, I don't know what an average pediatric patient brings in, but I would imagine that's some pretty good money.
Yes,
for
I
the
mean,
effort.
This has resulted in them hiring new people.
Yeah.
You know,
expanding their service offerings.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just one. There's several.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah, that one's probably kind of the biggest difference. And sometimes the clients don't tell us. Like, we don't know if
we don't want to tell you. You might raise our rates. You know? Let's say, well, it's going all right.
I mean, we don't have any leads they get, but we don't always know how many of them actually turn into clients.
And the other thing is, are they? I mean, you can get leads in, because I get leads from Facebook, for example, and maybe 1 out of 100 is really like interested in doing something in the near future.
Yeah, and that's how we do want that data from the client too. Like, we got you this many, like, but how many of them actually converted?
Right.
Because then we know, like, okay, maybe we're getting a lot of leads, but maybe we're not qualifying them enough.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, so that it's.
You can identify what is causing that. Are you getting junk leads, or is the problem, you know, the client that's not capable of converting? Because, you know, they're not pretty good at sales or pretty good at
like to buy a house, you have to either have the money or qualify for a loan. And a lot of people might want to buy a house, but I can't help them if they don't have money.
Right. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, or just issues with the client. Like, sometimes we've had some where, like, the client wasn't calling any of the leads, and we're kind of, well, we gotta work something out, so we'll make sure we're reaching out to those people.
Yeah.
But we always try to provide a solution to make it as easy as possible for them to turn those people into paying customers.
Well, and I would imagine if you do it right, it can be almost like a pretty good return on your investment. I mean, like a kind of a money machine, really. I mean, if you turn it on and this is working, all of a sudden you'll start seeing leads come in.
Yeah, the whole goal is we want our clients to see us as that we're making them money.
Yeah. And
then we're making money too, obviously.
Yeah, and what I can tell you, not to blow my own horn, but I keep a 90% retention rate with clients. Right? So, and it's not, and I've been doing this going to almost 20 years if I don't count the time I registered the business. And the reason being is anyone I take on before John, it was my objective to help them, right? You know, and in our industry, there's a lot of people in the business just to make money and take advantage of people.
Of course.
And it's like they are constantly burning through new clients, right? And I have clients to this day that have sold their business, started a new business, and are still working with me because of that relationship that I've created.
Well, you care. I mean, I can tell that both of you really care about making people successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to just take their money and, you know, say, okay, well, great, have a nice day.
Right.
And there are, I mean, in real estate, you wouldn't believe the number of opportunities you are solicited.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not that, I mean, they can work, but it's just not somebody taking the time to work with you.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah. A problem I see a lot of in kind of the marketing world is, I guess, different people thinking that they have a hammer and think everything's a nail, meaning that somebody has a marketing offer. It might be that they do website and SEO. So because that's what they do, that's what they'll offer to everybody. And without thinking, I don't mean this to denigrate anybody, but like I've seen it happen with business owners. This is how they get burned. They find somebody that has a niche in marketing, but because they're niche down to that one thing, they're trying to make that work for every situation. When the reality is not every client needs every service, or maybe the client does need a lot of services, but they need to be working together,
Right.
not just one narrow thing. So you can spend a lot of money on one narrow thing and neglect these other things, and it won't turn out well for you.
Well, and I've done like Google ads with, you know, a reputable company, but just really didn't get
Yeah.
ROI.
the results.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, and nothing against them.
Yeah.
Because I think real estate's a little trickier than some other industries to try to do it right.
Yeah.
But after, I think, 4 months, I'm like, this.
Yeah.
It's
Well, and see,
expensive to do.
you can run Google ads, but then if your website's not optimized
Yeah.
to convert that to a lead, then you're just spending on money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know. And
And I can give you a little bit breakdown on that. There's something called attribution in marketing, and what it is a lot of people specialize in doing one thing. You can hire someone that does Google, you can hire someone that does Facebook, you can hire someone that does mailers or whatever. But in marketing, it's not just the one thing that's going to give you the ROI.
Yeah.
You know, it's attribution of every little thing with the customer journey that creates that, right? And if you don't get to work with someone that truly understands that full spectrum, you always won't break even when you hire them, right? So that's one thing I keep telling people, that hey, you kind of want to make sure that your budget is strategized in a way that at the end of the day, like you made mention, you get leads and you get CAC, which is your customer acquisition cost. Because leads, you can get 100 leads and it will equate to 1 CAC,
Exactly.
right? You can get
And maybe they're cheap, but you have to spend all the time sorting through them.
exactly,
So
right?
how
right?
beneficial is that?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I promote CAC. CAC is where you, as a business owner, you want to be concentrating on, right? So, and that's something good for anyone listening that's doing business. That hey, if someone is engaging you and say, hey, I'm going to get you leads, it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day.
I can speak to that.
Yeah.
Get a lot of leads. and
Right,
it's
right,
like-
right. Yeah. So.
I don't have time to call all these, but you know, then I can retarget them in
Yep.
Facebook. So there
Right.
is that.
Yeah.
There is
Yes.
that. So
Yes.
Yep.
at least
So-
that's it. And you know, the other thing that I think is interesting with your strategy, and I've thought a lot about this, you know, in today's world. So back in the old days, you guys are probably a lot younger than me, but we used to, like, events used to be, we'd all watch a TV program,
Yeah.
the same TV program at night. We'd all watch the local news at
Yeah.
whatever, 5:30.
Right.
We'd all do kind of the same things. We'd all look at the newspaper. And now everything is so fragmented.
Yeah.
And no one person is like watching this show, or they'll watch, you know, streaming shows, they'll watch movies. Who knows what people are watching? And what I've learned is that it's hard to get out and have people know you. Like in the old days, you used to be able to do mass media. You could do newspaper ad, you know, for real estate as an example, maybe some TV ads, maybe some billboards. I mean, if you wanted to really
Right.
make a splash. These days, no one person is looking at any of those big media sources. And so how do you get the word out so people know you? Because it's not so much, you know, how many people do I know, it's how many people know me.
Correct.
And that's
Yeah.
what makes social media such an amazing opportunity. And
Yeah.
the strategy you guys are using as a way to really start attracting eyeballs to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then they feel like they know you,
Yes.
especially
Yeah.
on video.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a huge thing. Is we want people to get to know the businesses. So one thing we've done is like we do founders videos for most of our clients, where they're sharing their story, why they got into the business, why they're passionate about it, and then the other thing we're building is a creative studio in town that people can come to and create content, whether they're a client with marketing of us or not. Hopefully some of the people that come will turn into long-term clients, but we're building that studio where anybody can come in and shoot a podcast or
So have a green screen so I could do videos where I drop in content behind me, kind of a thing, if I want.
Yeah, we're gonna have a green screen. We're gonna have some different LED screens where you can put your branding behind you and stuff. So
Neat.
that's kind of a new thing. We're gonna be getting into this space the beginning of April.
Wow.
And we got to build it out. So
No, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Well, and so what has been the biggest challenge as it can be this business. This business is fairly new, your partnership, but even in your own business, what has been some challenges you've had to overcome?
Give me what would you say?
I think a big challenge is garnering trust with people, just because, like we've been talking about, if you've met a business owner, then you've met somebody who has been burned by a marketer somewhere.
Or hasn't gotten what they
or
expected,
hasn't gotten what
even
they
if it's not
expected.
like fraudulent
Even
people.
yeah, it doesn't have to be fraudulent, but they've spent money and it didn't work, and they feel like almost any business owner out there has felt like they've wasted money trying to promote their business. And so there's just, when you come in saying I can help you market, there's automatically a little bit level of distrust, which is totally understandable. We have both experienced that too.
Even with other marketers.
Yeah.
Me being a marketer, so yeah.
Yeah, or somebody says they can, as a videographer, somebody says, I can help videographers get so many leads or whatever. There's so many things out there.
Oh, sure.
And yeah, so everybody, and nobody wants to waste money. So I think that's kind of a big challenge, I guess, is getting people to see stuff as an investment and kind of know that you will get your money back. But there's an element of trust, because sometimes we have to test things a little bit. And then once we confirm that it's working, then we double down on it.
I can add a little bit to that too after thinking through it. So, and this, I wouldn't say it's just us. We've reached a stage that's called attention economy. I don't know if you follow like Gary Vee, a whole bunch of different other people that preach about this. So what the attention economy is that it's very easy to produce content with our devices and stuff like that. And what that translates, unlike the olden times, like you said, you can get a whole lot of people watching news or watching the show. Kids from the very early age now are distracted with so many devices and everybody screaming, hey, listen to me, kind of thing here. So the biggest challenge that we face is the media is accessible, but to gain someone's attention on the media is the most difficult thing because of how attention is being commoditized, right? And as a business, you now have to kind of learn the science to how you can, gain someone's attention that's like continuously, scrolling or doom scrolling social media content. And the question becomes, you can get in front of them, but they can't see you. So how do you do that, right? And it becomes so technical, it becomes so challenging. A lot of people try to businesses try to promote themselves on social media, they don't see any results. And the thing is, it's becoming so micro analytical in terms of how you produce your content, making sure that the content first has a hook to say, hey, listen to me, and not coming across like being cringe, but making sure that you can garner attention enough for someone to pay attention to you. It's become like a whole scientific strategy,
Yeah.
you know, to really make it work, right? So the interesting thing is information and accessibility of stuff is available, but you can't gain the attention on those platforms. So now as a business, when you're trying to invest in marketing, you need someone that understands that psychological side of the human being and how they craft their content to be able to really get your message across. And that's lacking in the industry, because there's a lot of people that will claim they can help you, but that level of depth of really creating content and analyzing stuff that can help you, the customer, it's not very common to find, right? So, I mean, I think with us, that's kind of the message we want to put across in terms of how we really want to help businesses that are struggling, businesses that have, you know, put in effort, that have lost hope in marketing because they are so afraid it's not gonna.
Yeah, they're just going to throw money
Yeah,
away
it's
that
not
maybe
gonna
they
work.
don't have. Yeah.
You know, so I mean, because of that, we bring in the Billings Launch Pad Creative Studio in town. It's going to be a 2,800 square foot space, which is pretty big, and we're going to be making sure that we can help a lot of businesses really break through that barrier.
That's awesome.
So-
Well, I will tell you too, a lot of people like industry specific. So in real estate, you can buy these kind of pre-made videos, you know, whatever,
Right.
the recipes or videos of, you know, spring is in the air, whatever it is. The problem is people just totally tune those out.
Correct.
Because,
Yep.
and if they're too polished,
Yes.
people tune them out.
Yeah.
So I find that things that I just kind of do pretty casually are the ones that get through, you know, and
Yes.
it's like if you're too slick, people don't want to see it. They think you're advertising.
Right.
If you're if you're a little bumbling, you know, it's okay because
That is
Yeah.
exactly
because you're a real
right.
person,
Right.
and
yeah.
you're doing it yourself.
Yep.
That's kind of funny, you know. So
You know, the interesting thing that you said that with real estate, you know, it used to be the time when if you did that whole real estate video shoot walking in the space was like a big thing. And now everybody does it.
yeah,
So the interesting thing is consumers have become numb to it.
exactly.
You know, so, but real estate agents feel like they still they need to do that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really show the ROI, the return, right?
Right.
So those are some of the cues that you kind of
Yeah.
need to be so quick in identifying
Yeah.
with
I know
your
what you're
business that you don't want to follow things blindly,
Right.
right? So that's kind of the awareness that we bring.
Yeah,
Is
that's
like,
great.
hey, if everybody is doing it, you're late. You need to be doing something different, right?
Right, right. Well, and we are out of time, but let's make sure we give your website where people can get a hold of you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just billingslaunchpad.com.
Okay, billingslaunchpad.com.
Yep.
And you guys are here in Billings.
Yes.
Can meet in person. And you can
100%.
handle people who are out of the area too, it sounds like.
100%.
Yeah, we can. I mean, obviously, with the name, we're focused on Billings.
Of course.
But if opportunities come
Well,
elsewhere, we'll take
if
'em.
somebody happens
Yeah.
to catch it from who knows where. Lewistown, maybe.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much. This has
Yeah.
been a pleasure. Marketing's probably my first business love. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but real estate definitely won my heart long term.
Awesome.
And everybody, thank you so much for watching us on All About Billings, and we hope to see you next time.